Welcome to the first episode of Fantasy Drunken Wisdom, which I'll probably fuck up later. Right?
Question mark.
Oh, question mark?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't finished the title yet.
Fair enough.
Right? I said fucking Fantasy Drunken Wisdom with ID is our title, and as you know, this is not your original podcast with fantasy. Now we're just cursing. What?
I mean,
What, Danya?
You're the one that cursed.
I guess guilty. So, my name is Israel.
I'm Donyan.
Go figure. This is ID, which is pretty convenient for us. But we are trying to start a new podcast, hoping that you enjoy this with a little bit of alcohol involved and a lot of fun and a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, more than a little alcohol.
Exactly. He's right. For some, that might be small. For some others, it might be a lot. But as right now, we are on our third beer. Right?
Third beer, but it's not like an ordinary beer.
True. So the first couple beers we had today were Belching Beavers, Deftone Phantom Brides, which is one of my favorites. What did you think about that one?
They're good. I like them.
Like them?
Yeah.
You can find them in the grocery store now, apparently.
Naphill, yeah.
Yeah, Nobhill has them.
Nobhill, yeah.
I used to get them at Bevmo, but apparently Nobhill has them now. And our typical go-to here is Alvarado Brewing, and we are drinking White Label Mai Tai PAs. It's their first double IPA.
Please sponsor us.
Yeah.
And re-release the mango.
Bingo. Mango. Everyone. You can make a lot of money off this this podcast is going to get crazy good. Crazy followers. We can make you money.
Mm-hmm. I'm already following us. And we haven't released this.
We have 200 followers already. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Mm-hmm. And we just started today. Right
and
now.
2 views.
Me and you. Me and you. POV style.
So I was here.
So yeah, the whole premise of this podcast is to have fun. It's like you and your friends are together, just bullshitting, just talking about sports, just giving your own opinion, and then fantasy is involved, fantasy football, and what are experts, right? What are experts, and what are we reading, and who are we reading, and who do we trust, who do we not trust, and we're all going to look at that in this podcast and try to make a science out of this so you can see who you want to listen to.
Yep.
Right? Or who you don't want to listen to.
Yep.
And we'll explain a little bit later. Well, Donnie will explain a little bit more of that. He's got that. But Donnie, let's start this podcast with some of a little bit of history, why you like fantasy, what you've done in fantasy in your career, and then I'll talk shit about how bad you are.
So I guess like introductions. As I said, my name's Donnie Flores. I'm actually a teacher, a math teacher, right?
Oh shit!
So my background's in math, have a bachelor's in math. So naturally, I'm a number guy, right?
So ladies, talk to them in numbers. That means give them the phone number.
I mean,
right?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Or men.
I mean, just give me the area code. I'll figure out the rest. But so I'm a number guy. So I'm looking at so more so into like data analysis, right? Which is what a lot of experts do. They solely go based on the numbers in their gut, right? But I really rely on the number. We have our own thing compiled together. But I'm just looking at the number aspect from things as far as fantasy experience. I've been playing I've probably been playing for 5 or 6 years, but not seriously until probably the last 2.
Okay.
Yeah, the first 4 years I've just been. I'm sure some of you were in the beginning, unless you completely dove into it.
I feel like you're explaining your dating life.
Yeah, unless you completely dove into it, you were probably something like me, where I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, I guess I'll draft the kicker in the 9th round. And then
Always draft a kicker as fast as you can, right? First round.
Yeah. But the past 2 years I've taken it, like way more seriously, in all my leagues are money leagues now.
Nice.
And ever since I've taken it seriously, I've consistently made the playoffs. I've won 3 leagues. I've gone a few second places. I've basically been top 4 in almost all leagues except for that one last year in the Euro League.
Gotcha. Don't worry, we're in the same boat.
Yeah. So, but let's talk about your experience because you have way more experience than I do.
I'm trying to look it up right now, but it's not coming up. But I've probably been playing about 10 years now.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah, 10 years. And got my ass whooped the first year. For sure.
And the second?
Probably. No, the second one I won. The second one I won. So the first one I was playing with a bunch of people who knew more than me.
Mm-hmm.
And this might help people out is that I didn't draft Blake Bortles, but I had to play Blake Bortles, rookie year. So that's when I first started. Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah. So that's when I started. I lost. I think I got like second to last place. The good thing is I've never ever been placed bottom, ever. I've never been bottom bitch.
Gotcha.
So, only power bottom.
Power bottom. All right.
So I've never gone lower than second to last. In our we share 2 leagues now, right?
Yeah.
We share 2 leagues. I got second in your league.
Yeah.
Which is questionable. Which is questionable, and I only say that because waivers were sent out, and everybody picked waivers besides the championship teams, and Jamal Williams was picked up, and I couldn't pick him up.
It was,
and I lost by 2 points, and I should have won with that waiver pick.
I should have won too.
We all should have.
We all should have won,
and just split the pot so nobody loses.
But in your league, that league is way more competitive.
Yeah, it's a 12-team league, which I change every year, and I try to make it as competitive as possible. That way, it's just refreshing, and that way people don't really know exactly what's going on, but can kind of know what's going on at the same time. But yeah, so I'm 50-50 right now. Meaning out of all the leagues I've participated on Yahoo, at least, I have won 50% of the top 3. So I think I got 8 trophies out of 16 leagues that I've been in, and a lot of them have been near close, just hitting the top 3. But they didn't hit it because, one, I don't believe in picking up players when I'm not trying to win anything. So then I just lose out because of that, or I just lost.
Yeah.
It's probably that. It's probably more often than that. Yeah. It's probably more that. I just don't want to say I'm a sore loser. Everyone's a sore loser of fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Some people draft Dalvin Cook,
Always. And this year he's good, by the way.
No, I think so too.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's good this year. I dropped him last year, and I still won that league, that big money league. It was a 14-team league last year with my cousin, auction draft. He was my first pick. Cuffed him up with Murray, and ended up winning.
Did you?
Yeah, I won.
I was completely off of Cook last season.
I know you were, and I told my cousin the same thing, is that if I draft Dalvin Cook, I'm only going to draft it because I'm going to cuff him up. And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Exactly what I did, and I didn't lose, obviously.
But imagine if you didn't draft Cook and drafted Murray.
I guess that would have saved me a spot, right? But yeah, I got a 50-50. I got probably a 60% on my win record, which is bullshit because I'm long term. I will lose a game long term just for me not to drop people or not to have to pick up people that I don't even need. I will take a loss because in the long run, it doesn't really matter to me. Yeah. Make the playoffs. Run it.
And if he's playing me during the regular season, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't matter what yardage he has, I will outscore him in touchdowns.
Touchdowns all day. This guy's TD all day versus me. If I ever play you, I'm putting your lineup as my DFS.
Yeah, for real.
For sure.
Whenever I play you, my team name is going to be Show Me Them TDs.
Show Me TDs. You remember the first time we played? and I was up by like 30 points.
And you had Julio
And I had
still.
Julio Jones, my number one pick, and you had Ty Montgomery and Devontae Freeman.
Yep.
It was the same teams versus each other.
Mm-hmm.
It was Green Bay versus
Atlanta.
Falcons.
Yep. I scored. My players
Back
scored
to
4
back.
touchdowns. Devontae scored. Then Ty scored. Then Devontae scored. Then Ty scored. And I was like, I'm gonna win.
After that, right? After that, but yeah, that's the type of magic Danian has.
Mm-hmm.
He puts the D in TDs.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. But that's kind of my credentials here. I believe that I'm good with strategy. I look into everything, value, ADP, roster construction. I think I'm really good at that. And I failed to mention that Danyan, he is a math professor. I'm going to say that. I like that.
I like it too.
Yeah.
It means I get paid more.
But you don't. And I'm on the other side of that, which is I do mental health work. And I do individual therapy with people. And I do know a little bit about behaviors and looking at consistency and trying to evaluate that stuff. So this is going to be a cool dynamic because you're about numbers and I'm about behaviors and looking at the systems and looking at things that people do on a consistent basis, and they won't go away from that.
Right.
We all know, like, for example, the Patriots are really good of not being consistent at anything besides winning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can change the script on any game because that's what they're consistent at.
Yep.
But with that, we know that it's hard to draft RBs from them because we don't know.
Yeah.
And almost we don't know what wide receivers to draft at that as well.
Yeah, you don't.
Except for Gronk.
Except for Gronk and you're like, okay, Gronk, Edelman, and...
Well, it's this year, right?
Yeah.
Well, last year.
Well, Edelman has always been like a PPR person.
Mm-hmm.
He's always peppered for targets.
For sure.
But I mean, he was never like a, and I don't think he's never been, and I don't think he will ever be like a top wide receiver one.
For sure.
That's
I
not him.
agree. But what I'm saying is, like, there were so many, you need to draft this person and that person and Josh Gordon. And I don't even remember who. Philip Dorsett and
goes to Philip Dorsett, yeah.
Yeah, and
Cordero Patterson.
Yeah, all these people, and none of them really panned out.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody, and that's what I'm looking at as consistency for me. Of all right, we know that Andy Reid always goes one running back, and we want to know who that running back is. Right. And we'll go to that in a little bit more, but that's what I mean by system consistency. And not going away from that. So it's going to be cool to see what happens with your numbers and what happens with me, behavioral observation and trying to put input into that stuff, interpreting that, and then putting all our stuff together. And also at the same time, what the experts think about this.
Yep. So if anything, like, at least he'll tell you what's wrong with you, and I'll help you with calculus, your math homework.
And I'm just letting you know, everything is wrong with everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, everyone, including you.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you scored touchdowns on me, you still lost in the playoffs.
I did.
When it mattered most.
Man, if I would have drafted Jalen Samuels instead.
I picked him up, though.
Yeah. I went for Hooper.
That duel.
Yeah.
That duel.
Regrets.
So what we got next is how are we looking at examining statistics, Mr. Number Muncher?
Okay, so basically the whole premise of our one of the main purposes of our podcast is what we're doing is we're looking at the so-called experts and examining basically their analysis. Like we decided to go with the big three, right? Yahoo, NFL, ESPN, right? If you're playing in a league or have played, you've probably played in one of those three platforms, right?
Yeah. But don't play CBS.
Yeah, there's a few others like
NFL maybe.
Yeah, like some other like CBS has its own thing.
Pay us.
Yeah, which I didn't know about. And if you play on CBS, just don't. Just switch to Yahoo. I actually really like Yahoo's ADP. It's pretty accurate.
Yahoo's ADP is cool. We'll have another podcast of that, of explaining different platforms, what we think about it, and that's a little teaser for you. But go, Donnie. What else you got?
So
As I drink.
right, so we're examining as far as like who what we're really doing is seeing who hit. What did Yahoo, NFL, ESPN, who hit the most in terms of basically who they told you to start, sit, or draft, etc. Pickups. We're doing waiver wires.
Yeah.
We're pickup starts, sits. Right. We're doing all this, but we're examining other experts, what they told you to do, how often they were right, how often they were wrong.
Cool. And we're talking about that week to week things. We're talking about also hopefully helping you with this year. And you're going to examine that this year as well, right?
Correct. So we have data for the 2018 football
Spit it out.
football season. There you go.
I'm not going to have you do a breathalyzer yet, am I? Oh, we didn't even explain that either.
Oh, yeah. So
Go for it, Donnie.
So we've been drinking. Basically, we drink like a couple beers before podcast starts. We check to see we have our own professional official breathalyzer.
Off of Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah, before we start, we check to see where we're at.
So no yak but the back.
Yeah.
What is it? What do we got?
So Israel's at a 0.052% before starting.
Nice.
I am at a 0.065% before starting.
So we can both drive, is what you're saying.
Legally, yeah.
Legally. At least in the state of California.
Probably at the same time.
Nice.
Save room.
Nice. So we failed to mention that in the beginning. Of course, this is our first podcast, and we're just really excited. We want to get all this information out. But we do want to give you a BAC level before we talk, because who knows how drunk we are.
Mm-hmm.
But the more drunk you are, the more truthful you are, the more wise you are, apparently. That's what my forefathers told me.
That's what I'm going to believe.
I like it. So continue with your analysis over here.
So as far as who told you to start or sit, right? So basic start or sits, you guys are familiar with that. We looked at NFL's Mike Fabiano.
Good guy. I like that guy's analysis.
Right,
Sometimes.
Yeah. Great on kickers.
Great
on kickers.
There you are.
Yeah.
All right.
Matthew Berry's ESPN.
Yeah. Also was on the new Avengers movie.
Yep.
Crazy. I hope we get in the next one too.
And Yahoo, there's not one particular person because Yahoo merged with Roto World.
Yep, correct.
So they have a mixture of people who do theirs. But we'll talk about Yahoo later because I lean a little towards Yahoo's picks because of the diversity.
Got you. So that was a little sneaky little thing that Yahoo did. I remember using Roto World before Yahoo merged with them. I do like Evan Silva's columns a lot. Shout out to him for sure. But other than that, Waterworld is a good resource, but now it's not as secret as it used to be because it's out there with Yahoo now.
I mean, I know about it.
Yeah. If you know about it, then everyone knows about it.
Yeah, Jordan might know about it.
The flex? Nope, they don't know yet, but the flex is about to come strong pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll watch out. Yeah. He sucks, but the flex. Sometimes when you get desperate in the flex position, you gotta put desperation people on there,
and he'll hit.
Yeah, you'll get it, but we'll get him.
Won't know what's happening, but he'll hit.
We'll call him the flex. He doesn't know that yet, but he be flexing.
Yeah.
So we're looking at ESPN. We're looking at Roto World. We're looking at Mike Fabiano from NFL. Yep. Anybody else you're looking at, or is that?
So I have others kind of stashed in the wings, so to say. Those are three big we have. We have others, but depending on what you guys, who you guys listen to, who you want to hear, how accurate are they?
Oh yeah. Also, don't forget you put Phil Yates in there as well.
Yes, Field Yates does waiver wire. So as far as waiver wires, Yahoo, it's a mixture of people who do that. Waiver wire, Fabiano still does that. As far as ESPN, Field Yates does waiver wire pickups.
Nice. Good clarification for the people that don't play fantasy. Let's see. How did you calculate how accurate they were? What information did you get? How did you find out percentages? What are you going to tell the people so we can listen to you? Because I beat you all the time. So why do I need to listen to you?
Maybe.
Regular season, right?
Regular season wasn't that great for you.
You're like the Peyton Manning, and I'm like Tom Brady.
Actually, you've only beaten me once.
We've only met one time in the
playoffs.
In the playoffs?
Yeah.
Well, I'm 100% apparently.
Yeah. But I'm 100% in season.
You probably are.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
And we played each other like 6 times in season.
Yeah,
I just lost when it counted.
Yeah.
So, okay, so as far as, say if we're just talking about the overall season start sits, right? We have it broken down by position: quarterback, wide receivers, running back, tight end. We also have like season versus week to week. Now, like we're gonna get into like more of the numbers later, but basically what I did is I just calculated like what the hit rate was. Everything's based on half point PPR.
Got you, because that's Yahoo's default.
Right.
Got you. And also that's kind of our default too. Before Yahoo made it default.
Yeah, we pretty much just do we pretty much just do that actually.
Yeah.
So basically, I set a rating for each position, what their hit versus what their bust rate was. If they got over this number, it was considered a hit. If they got under, it was a bust. So I did that for each position. For quarterback, they had to have scored above 15.
15 points.
15 points, right. They had to score above 15 to be considered a hit. For wide receivers, they had to score above a 9. For running back, they had to score above an 8.
Mm-hmm.
For tight end, this is the only season where this past 2018 season, I made it slightly lower. Actually, they had to score above a 6.5.
6.5, all right.
Because if you guys played during the 2018 fantasy football season, you guys probably realized that 6.5 rarely happened.
True.
Everyone got injured, and everyone just busted. Gronk was like a 90% bust rate.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
According to your statistics.
I'm making that up. But I mean, if you drafted Gronk, you're like, yeah, I believe that. Yeah, if you drafted Gronk, you probably believe what I just said.
Steal.
Yeah.
He was a steal in the second round or first round, wherever you drafted him.
So those are the numbers behind it, and I just calculate how often they hit.
The experts, right?
Of course, not us. We were always right.
Yeah, all the time. Don't listen to them.
I mean, we went to the playoffs, right?
Yeah, we could have beat them.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, I won a league last season. You won a league.
I won 2.
I mean,
almost won 3. 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
4 to 5.
Huh?
The only one that I really messed up on was my league.
Yeah, I messed up in his league too. We didn't even mess up. Our draft was good.
Yeah. Let's not bring up old memories. This is what alcohol does to you.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you for letting us know what you think the bust rate and basically the numbers you're using to figure out what was the bust rate, what was the hit rate for all of us to know. Can you give us a little bit of analysis? That way people can tune back for the second one as I open this beer.
Sure. The sound so you know it's open.
Yeah.
Sure. So we'll talk about just season, right? Just so very broad.
Yeah.
So for the 2018 season, right? If we're looking at NFL's hit rate, right? When they told you to start or sit someone, right? So these are the people you go to when you're unsure. You're like, oh man, like do I start? Like a perfect example would be like, do I start James White or do I start Sony Michel?
Damn.
Right? That's a
valid question.
Right.
Yes.
You go to them
and crafty Patriots.
Yeah. Right. You go to them and be like, let's see if they have it, and they tell you what to do.
Blanco basura.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we're calling.
Inside joke, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Inside joke. Also, look it up. It's a beer. That's a beer. Thanks to Daniel's dad.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Angel Busura.
I didn't know he was arrested. I learned that today. Anyway.
You learn stuff when you share a beer.
So, as far as season long, right? Mike Fabiano's,
But
NFL.
also, your dad was at a .199. 0.199.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. Continue. Yeah. Truth comes out.
Yeah. So as far as the overall season, right? So this is all the positions together, right?
Gotcha.
Now week by week. Mike Fabiano's hit rate, right? Where the players hit, meaning they could have had like a great week, or they could have just like not lost you the week, just hit, was 68.8%.
All right. Overall,
So pretty good, right?
he's got D+. All right.
Right. Yeah, that's actually what it is. Whereas Matthew Berry's ESPN, a 70.1%.
70 point. See, he's C minus.
It's a C minus, not bad.
All
yeah.
right, all
So in my class, it's still a D.
No curve, bitches.
And lastly, Yahoo, 61%.
61%. All right. And we'll explain this a little bit more, right, in detail of what that looks like. I know that there's some little bit of variation in this, and can you at least give them one about that? One variation about that.
Sure, like when you're looking at all of them, you'd be, if you're just looking at the numbers, you'd be like, oh, ESPN had the highest rate, they must be it.
C minus, sorry.
But, however, Matthew Berry didn't start doing start-sits until week 5.
Yes.
Right? Those first 4 weeks are so hard to get right, unless it's like those workhorse running backs or that top right receivers, right? If you're trying to see whether, in the 2018 season, are you like, okay, do I start Kenny Stills? Do I start Chris Hogan? Do I start
names.
Right? Do I start Alex Collins? Those types of players. Yeah. Like that's what you needed them for, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that Matthew Berry started at week 5, he had a huge advantage, right?
We'll explain that to the people. Why does he have a huge advantage if he starts later and has less information?
Gotcha. Well, the first 4 weeks, they're really unpredictable, right? You don't know, like, you hear things, hear stats, but as far as like defenses, right? Like a great defense one year, it's possible they completely fall off the next year.
Yeah.
Jaguars are a perfect example.
Oh,
right?
wow. For sure. Sure. Good example.
So that happens all the time. It's so hard to predict what's going to happen. However, once those first couple weeks pass by, you kind of see the trends. Uh-huh. It's a little easier to predict at least good defenses versus bad defenses. Some players that, who's the starter, that kind of thing. So ESPN definitely had an advantage.
Gotcha. So limited sample size means probability of getting a higher percentage.
In this case, it is, yeah.
Right.
As long as it's later in the season, yeah.
Yep, got you. Especially since you're taking the variance of the first couple weeks of nobody knows what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and you really don't, except for your absolute studs. You're talking about like your DeAndre Hopkins. You're talking about Ezekiel Elliott's, right?
First 2 rounds.
Right.
Your first 2 rounds. Yeah. And we'll explain a little bit of the statistics later if you don't know. And I'm going to steal a lot of the information that the experts had said, which seemed pretty true, to be honest. It seemed pretty true. What else can you say about some of the information that you've gotten? And you've worked really hard on this, by the way, building your own algorithm.
I got colors and shit, too.
For sure.
So, I mean, just by like... So I'll get this into more of it later, but just by looking at it, like after I've really dug deep into it, even though Yahoo has the lowest hit percent at 61%,
yeah,
I lean more towards like Yahoo's analysis, just because the diversity they give you is so much greater. Like in the NFL, ESPN, like they give you good picks, but sometimes sometimes they're telling you to start like week 8. They're like, make sure you start Alvin Kamara.
What?
Yeah. where you should already be starting him. Like
Exactly.
yeah, right.
Exactly.
You always
He's
say
a
this.
stud.
Yeah, you start your studs, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know you say this. Like I get why there are some of you who don't know what you're doing, who you're like,
And that's why you're listening to us.
like you'd be like, oh well, last season there's a period where like I really questioned Alvin Kamara. Maybe he had one or two kind of subpar games in a row. And
Subpar meaning 10 points.
yeah, which is, I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are just greedy.
Yeah, for sure.
But like maybe he had a bust game, right? Or maybe he had like a 6-point game, and you're like, "Whoa, what happened?" You're like, maybe he had 6-point, like a 10-point game, and then a 6-point game.
Yeah.
The next game, you're like, "Do I sit him?"
Because of the defense or because of what's going on? Yeah.
Right. So, I think Matthew Berry's the one that says it, right?
Yeah.
Don't get cute.
Don't get cute.
Yeah.
Yep. Is exactly good call.
Like if you drafted them. If they're your studs, you start them no matter what. If they're the number ones, it doesn't matter if they're playing a hard defense. If you drafted Ezekiel Elliott and he's against like the Baltimore Ravens in their prime or whatever, you put Ezekiel Elliott in your lineup. Yeah.
Exactly. You basically what Matthew Berry says is start your studs, meaning they're matchup proof.
Yeah.
If you draft them that high, you play them because they're matchup proof. Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. Don't get cute, meaning that you don't want to swap out Alvin Kamara for someone like, let's say last year, Jamal Williams.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah.
Right? Because he's got a good matchup versus some lowly Browns defense or just give me a bad defense. The Raiders.
Raiders, yeah.
Right? Like, I'm going to play him over. No, you don't do that. If you can, flex him, but you don't do that.
Yep.
Don't. Because you just don't know. You just don't know. There's something called the floor.
In the ceiling.
Yeah. And regardless of what Jamal Williams' ceiling is, Kamara's floor could probably match that. And the ceiling is way higher than that.
Yep.
Right?
I'm always.
Yeah, for sure. So tell them. I want to hear a little bit more of how you computed this. Did you do like some crazy mathematician algorithm, or how did you a squared plus b squared equals c squared? What did you do?
Twice, yeah.
Twice.
No, I basically just collected all, went through all the data, looked at all, week 1s through week 16 for as much as, everyone had. Looked at the top 5 of each position that they had. Saw their points, wrote them all down. Basically, I just, real simple for quarterbacks,
Simple for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying.
Quarterbacks, I just try to make some for myself. If they hit based on my, what I considered a hit, I gave them a 1. If they busted, I gave them a 2. I differentiated it between each position. Wide receivers was a 3 and a 4. Running backs 5 and 6. Tight end 7 and 8, etc. Then I just ran my own little program that I do.
All right.
And it counts how many of each type hit versus how many there are. Made it by position, by week, by season, and then they got little numbers everywhere.
And that's why you trust this guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Little numbers become big numbers for you to score big, hopefully for your next season, this season, and to win. Our goal.
Even past seasons.
If you can rewrite history, right?
Let me know.
Yeah. Amend. Make amendments. Our goal is for you to win your league. That's everyone's goal. Or to win money. That's my goal. I could care less if I get first or second, as long as I win money.
Yeah, true.
To be honest.
I'd like to win first. But, I mean, if I'm second and I get money, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to win money. But if you're on all or nothing league, we will try to do our best to make you win.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? just like the Men's Warehouse, we guarantee it.
Yeah, yeah.
We guarantee it. We guarantee it. We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, you heard it here. He'll guarantee it.
And give me some of that percentage, please.
Huh?
Give me some of that percentage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you win, we win together. Pay us.
You could pay us in alcohol. It's fine.
Pay us in alcohol.
Yeah.
Pay us in money. Pay us in whatever you think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right.
You know. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'll refrain.
Pause. That was a long
It
pause.
was.
I was about to call BAC on you. All right. So let's go. You explain to the masses, the people hopefully that are listening, how you got the numbers, the hit and the fail rate, the bust rate, and how you're going to explain to them probably in the next podcast. I think we should do that in the next one.
Yeah, I'll break everything down.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to hear Donnie's sexy voice next time, you're going to hear more about him in the next one. He's going to give you the percentages. He's going to give you people that they recommended, people that you need to listen to, and you're going to break it down by position as well, right? Like QB, RB, wide receiver, tight end.
Have
right?
all individual season long stats, but I have individual stats for all those positions.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. That's the same thing I say. All right. So yeah, he's gonna break it down to numbers where you can figure out, hey, I want to listen to this person for RBs. Hey, I need to listen to this person. I need to look at this person for tight ends. And hopefully, when you look at that, you win your league.
Yep.
You win your league, right?
On top of that, like, you know, we're analyzing all their stuff, but you know, we're gonna be putting in our own takes, and it's not like we're in leagues ourselves. Like, like we want to win
all day.
Like we invest, like, you know, we invest a lot of time in this.
For sure.
We do our research. We want to win. For us, losing is not rewarding, right? We want to at least, like, making playoffs is nice, but we want to win.
For sure.
So when we say something, it's because we really believe it, and that's what we would do.
Mm-hmm.
And with our hit rate that we have going, you know, we're consistently, you know, in the top. We've won, especially these past few years. You can, you know, if you have doubts, just trust the alcohol.
Just drink more.
Yeah.
Drink more, because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I can't wait to tell you guys what my BAC is after these couple of beers right now. I was at, what, 0.05, right?
0.052.
All right. You were at 0.06, right?
6.5.
Yeah. This is about to happen. All right. So we went over the research. We went over what we do in life. We went over our experiences. I think it's ready for our first segment, Minority Report.
Minority Report. All right.
Yeah. If y'all don't know, just
we're both white.
what is it? Blanco basura.
Basura.
Yeah, that's so great. I'm so glad your dad was here.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. So, Minority Report is our segment of news. We want to give you the most accurate news we can. Oh shit! Give me the breathalyzer. Right? We research a lot of platforms to figure out what's going on. Beat writers, not just Water World. If you're on,
we hit them hard.
We hit everyone.
Yeah, especially them writers.
Yeah, beat them up. Beat the pussy up. Also a good song. We want to make sure that we give you the most accurate information and what the experts say about it and what we say about it, and then you can put it together. All right? So as of today, what's today, by the way?
Today
is July.
It is July. It's July 18th.
Yeah.
Thursday, July 18th, 2019.
All right.
And
today.
Disclaimer, because I did say we're white. We're not white.
That's why it's called Minority Report.
Yeah.
All right. So listen up.
Just picture our voices, our ethnicity. You figure it out.
Yeah. Google. So here we go. So first, report here we have the holdouts,
Mm.
which is going to be big up in the front of the first round. Who's
Also
holding out?
minorities. That's why we're gonna report on this shit.
Do we hold out too? You know what? For our first episode, we got to come just strong.
Hard. Yeah. Hard.
Yes. Yes. We're holding out. All right. So go. Tell them. Tell the people. Who's holding out?
So, two big ones. First, the one that is confirmed, Melvin Gordon.
Big one.
You guys probably heard Melvin Gordon. He's still on his rookie contract, right?
I believe so.
I think he's in his 5th year of the rookie contract. He knows he's on that last year. He wants to get paid. He said he's willing to basically wait until he gets paid. Yeah.
Fucking Zordon.
Yeah.
Zordon over here is gonna hold out.
Take over Billy's body.
Blue Ranger.
Yeah.
So he's gonna hold out. Meaning, I was high on him last year. I was
So was
drafting
I.
him in the first round.
So was I.
I know you were.
Yeah.
I know you were. And if he's gonna hold out, that's gotta bring him down. You can't draft him first round. You can't have an auction draft, which is I'm really for, by the way. You can't spend more than $50 right now on Melvin Gordon.
Oh, if he's as of right now, you can't. No.
You can't. If you're gonna do your draft right now, you can't spend more than that because that's just too much money on a person of. Look at the Le'Veon Bell thing last year.
Yeah.
Don't you have a cool story about that?
Oh yeah. Well, luckily Jordan's the one that drafted him.
The flex.
Yeah. The Jordan, the flex we've talked about. He had the number 1 overall pick. He drafted Lev Bell, but I mean, go back to pre-2018 season, right? When we assumed he's gonna, like now when we hear hold out, now we're kind of scared.
Correct.
But back then we're like, he'll show up and play,
Yep.
So he was the number 1 overall pick, and you can imagine how that went. Unfortunately, I was number 2, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to draft David Johnson. He's going to come back and be amazing, right?
And this is the guy you're getting your advice from, by the way.
But I still won that league.
Well, look at the league you got.
Yeah. I still won that league. I won another league too, but I still won that league.
Yeah, I want to let you know, people.
I had James White.
He had James White. Also, you had a really good bench.
Oh,
Super good
my
bench.
depth was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane for 18.
I went David Johnson and then 0 RB until the 6th round.
Yeah, but you had wide receivers up the ass.
Yeah, everyone just did running back. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, I will legit confirm that his bench was crazy.
Yeah.
But just to let you know, when I had the first pick last year, I picked Todd Gurley.
Which was a great pick.
Yes. I went the safe route, but you have to understand I usually go the safe route. Usually. I went Le'Veon Bell the year before that, but not this year. Because my first pick has to be a hitter.
All right.
Has to be. You have to get me 300 points or more at the end of the season, or else I'm busting.
Yeah.
I'm busting. But yeah, for sure. So
Gordon, not because it feels too good.
It always feels good. So Gordon's holding out, but the big news right now, I don't know if you've heard, Daniel, is that Zeke might hold out.
Oh, yeah.
He's got 2 years left on his contract, and Zeke is about to hold out.
That's a flex move.
That's not Minority Report move.
I mean, everything's Minority Report. But, yeah. But
you see your boy quarterback getting paid. You see maybe Amari Cooper getting paid. He just came last year in the mid-season.
Yeah, no,
and everyone's gonna get paid, and I just ran. I'm the most consistent running back. I've won the last 2 years.
And the most suspended.
Suspend me again.
And the most suspended.
Yeah, right.
But as far as Zeke, he's still 2 years away. So I think it's more like a flex move. He'd be like, hey, this is him telling them like, hey, like you're gonna need to pay me soon.
For sure.
That's basically what it is. And despite his suspensions, he deserves to be paid. He's amazing.
For sure.
He's a good pass catcher and a phenomenal runner.
Yeah. He I think the last 2 years in the NFC he's had the most rushing yards. Even last year.
Yeah.
Even last year. And his ceiling keeps going up because he's starting to pass. He's starting to be a pass catcher.
Yeah, sure. Last season he had like 80 targets.
He targets,
yeah.
Yeah, for like about 50, 60, except for the week I played you.
Yeah.
With Saquon.
Yeah. Well, you had Zeke, I had Saquon. You can imagine how that went.
So just to bring you up, just like the first story, second story is very similar. I was up by 11 points. And that happened to be the time where Saquon was like, hey, you want to make a world record? Let's do it, Eli.
Yeah.
Eli hit me with 14 targets.
Yeah, I'm not even lying. Like, I thought he caught like 20 short passes.
For like 80 yards.
For something like, I don't even think it was 80. Yeah, I think you're giving him too much.
That was bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm still hurt by that. But I won. I won, though. That when it counted.
No, I won that. I won that game.
No, you won week 2. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. But like I said, my whole goal is to win money. Mm-hmm. So Zeke's holding out. Gordon's holding out. We in Yahoo, we're looking at top 6 people holding out. I don't know too much about. I haven't looked at ESPN yet. I haven't really looked at that, so I don't know what the ADP it looks on that. Mm-hmm. Haven't really looked at NFL ADP. I haven't really looked at what's the last one?
You said Yahoo, NFL, ESPN?
No, I said ESPN, NFL. I haven't seen the NFL.
Oh, yeah. And
I don't know how it's going to affect that, but at least for Yahoo, I can at least tell you.
Guys, if you're playing NFL, just go over to Yahoo.
Right? All I'm saying is, what is your thoughts about the Zeke holdout, the Gordon holdout, the top 6 picks right now?
Yeah, so I guess I think the Gordon holdout holds the most because I think the Zeke one's just a flex move.
He's going number 1 or 2.
Yes, but I mean he'll be fine.
Okay,
he'll be fine. Gordon, however, I mean Gordon's crept up. He's like a top 6 pick now, right?
No, he is. He is.
And he deserves to be.
He's ahead of DJ.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he is. He's ahead, and he's ahead of D-Hop too.
I would take him ahead of them too.
There you go.
Yeah, but with this news, well, if you think about it, the Chargers, right? As far as like a Super Bowl run, they got maybe like 2 years to do it in. This is one of the years, and then maybe one more because, I mean, it depends on their quarterback, Phillip Rivers, right? Mm-hmm. And Phillip Rivers, he's a good quarterback, right? Yeah. He's a really good quarterback.
He always ends up QB12.
Right.
Usually.
Like not necessarily like a great phenomenal, but he's a really good quarterback, really good franchise quarterback. Yeah. He's only got a few more years left, right? Correct. Unless he's the Frank Gore of quarterbacks. Yeah. Which is possible. But so if they have 1 or 2 more years and Melvin Gordon, he's only like 26 because all young quarterbacks or running backs are only 26.
Right.
So Melvin Gordon's got at least another 1 or 2 really good workhorse years in him, right? Maybe.
And he's a workhorse.
And he's built like one. That's what he does. Yeah, he can do it all.
He can catch. He can. Obviously, you got Eckler there, but he only spells them out when he's tired.
Exactly. He's a change of pace back. Yeah.
He's tired.
Yeah.
You don't ever see him out there when they're behind.
Yeah.
It's just when it's when the game tells Melvin Gordon, you're tired. You have to get space. Yep. Yeah, for sure. All right. The next one here is your boy. I know you were big on him last year. I was not. I was wrong. Philip Lindsay.
Oh, Lindsay,
he's healthy. and he's ready to make his return. And fuck Royce Freeman.
I am off of Lindsey this year.
For sure, at his ADP, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
And I picked up Lindsey last year.
No, you got him off the waivers, right?
Yeah.
You were big on him.
Yeah.
I will not lie on that. You told me I'm picking him up, and I said,
Yep.
He's like a Javaris Allen.
Yeah.
Book Allen.
That's what it was.
Yeah. That's what I thought he was, but all of a sudden he was, I run through everything.
Solid afro.
Yeah. I run through everything.
Yeah, he's that, what they call him, the Tasmanian devil, right?
I'm not sure. You go for it.
I think so. I saw that in a YouTube video somewhere. But, yeah, he's like a little beast. So the thing about Philip Lindsay is he's a very small back.
Correct. He's like about 167. He's about the size of me.
Yeah, he you know, like,
but all pure muscle.
Yeah, he put on a little more weight, you know. Yeah. But I mean, he's a really small running back.
He is very much.
And you know, they give him, you know, him and Freeman. They gave Lindsay a more. Maybe it was like a 70-30 split, 60-40 split. But Lindsay got
more. The numbers.
But Lindsay
got
the
numbers.
Yeah. but Lindsay got most of the share.
He did. Got a lot of touchdowns too.
Now
he's playing standard leagues.
Right now per Pro Football Pro Football Focus. Got it.
Yes. Thank you.
As far as stats that Lindsay and Freeman competed against, right?
Yeah.
Lindsay only beat Freeman in one stat, and that was run blocking efficiency, and that's solely based on the offensive line.
All right.
So basically, all it stated was
he's a better blocker.
The offensive line blocked better for Lindsay when he ran versus when Freeman ran.
For real.
So some of it was luck, but as far as all the other metrics, even though Freeman didn't get as much yardage, as far as like tackles avoided, evasion, right? Freeman beat Lindsay in all those areas.
Really?
But because
I didn't even know that.
Because of the run blocking efficiency, it made it look like Lindsay was so much better than he was because they blocked the right place and he got these chunk plays.
He had the big plays.
He had the big chunk plays, which really, when you look at Lindsay, he got those chunk plays. That's what it was.
For sure.
It really was.
For sure.
And a lot of people see, him. He's a smaller guy. They think he's a scat back pass catcher. He was only targeted like 30 times.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was only targeted 30, not even 35 targets. So we caught like 25 passes. He wasn't targeted too much, whereas Freeman had slightly higher targets and he caught the ball more.
All right.
So on top of that, you have like the draft capital, all that stuff, but I don't think it matters too much now with the new coaching staff, right? They're not the ones that drafted for Freeman, but I mean, if you're just looking at, if they want a 3-down workhorse, that's Freeman. He's built like one. He can do everything. He's good at everything, and he's on paper he's a better running back than Lindsay.
And him too.
Not Devonta.
All right.
Devonta.
But he's taking first reps now. He's fully healed, and I would not take him unless.
No.
I would take Freeman in the 11th round.
Yeah. Not.
He's going. Yeah.
Yeah, don't take Lindsay in the 4th or 5th. That's too much of a risk.
Yeah, that's too much. There's too much. All right. The next one we have here. I'm just gonna go straight by. There's no analysis here.
Gotcha.
Damon Williams has been named a starter. It's exactly what we wanted. It's exactly what I said in the beginning of this. Is that Andy Reid picks one RB and he rides the horse, and he is fantasy gold.
Yep.
So Damon Williams is going 2nd round right now, 3rd round in ESPN. ESPN needs
for real?
ESPN needs to get on it. Yeah, ESPN needs to stop with their bullshit and need to bring him up. Yeah.
Or let me draft him there.
Yeah, right.
Dang.
Yeah, we know that Damon Williams was going to be a beast. He was already a beast in the last segment of last year, and you may have won your league because of him. You may have.
I didn't.
I didn't either. The next one is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, quote unquote, beat writer, is gonna be Ride Henry.
No. I think you like Derrick Henry, right?
This year, last year I did not. This year I do.
Yeah.
I do. And it wasn't because of this. It's because of what I saw last year. It was 30 fucking touches for someone.
Yep.
If you get 30 touches for sometimes quarterbacks don't even throw the ball 30 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this guy got 30 touches. He won your league potentially last year.
Picked him up, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, you had to pick him up because if you held him, dumb.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I traded him week 1, before week 1.
Good trade, by the way.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Trade. Yeah. Good trade. And it all it says is that at least on Yahoo, Henry's going at 3rd round. It's cool to draft him at that. It's cool to draft him at 3rd round.
I'm off of him completely.
At that round?
Yeah.
All right.
If he dropped to the late 4th, early 5th, I'd draft him.
See, I agree with you, but I draft him with the sense of last year, Deion Lewis was going 6th, 7th round. Now, he ain't going no round.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I can get Henry and then get my cuff for no repercussion at all?
But is Deion Lewis the handcuff?
Yeah. Who else is there? Look it up.
I'm sure they have some running back.
Look it up.
But Deion Lewis is he's a scat back.
Well, he's bigger than
Lindsey
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, if I carry a 20-pound weight, I'm bigger than Lindsey.
Oh shit! True story.
Yeah.
True Holloway story. All right.
But
I like that they're saying they're gonna ride Henry. I'm gonna say pick him up in the 3rd. I won't say that. I'm not saying he's a must in the 3rd. It depends on your roster, what you draft and stuff like that. But if you go two wide receivers, let's say you go D-Hop, Julio Jones, D-Hop, Odell, something like that, I'm picking up Henry on the 3rd for sure. And then I can pick up Deion Lewis, who's been a proven vet that can give you some good points if you miss his time.
is that, yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it for a 10 team, but a 12 team, yeah. For 12 team, yeah. For sure.
If I had to. Well, the thing is for me, for Derrick Henry, because they want to give him the ball. I agree.
Yeah, they did.
But, I mean, we look at their schedule.
Oh, we just did.
Yeah, that might change your tune, right?
It doesn't change my.
Wow.
It doesn't change it.
So
because I don't know the defenses that he's about to go.
So we look at their schedule, and as far as their offensive power, who they're going up against,
do your thing.
It's
Jalen Rashard's next, by the way. AOP.
Gotcha.
Break the seal. So I'm breaking the seal. That's the segment. Let him. I don't know. Let him know.
So
Keep talking.
Israel's gonna use the restroom. So since we've been drinking, there's we're doing a segment. It's called basically breaking the seal. If you're the first one to go use the restroom and quote unquote break the seal, there's some repercussions mixed with it, which we got to figure out. So we'll figure out whatever our repercussions are. But as far as Derrick Henry, right? Why I don't like Derrick Henry is he doesn't cast passes, and he's on offense that's not great. Like, it's okay, but it's not great. Because what happens if Tennessee is behind, right? They're not leading the way. Are they still going to just be running it every down? No, they're going to pass. They're going to throw it, right? And Derrick Henry's not a pass catcher. That means Derrick Henry gets off the field. Deion Lewis comes on the field. And looking at the Titans' schedule, they have a tough schedule. So I'm pulling it up. And let's see, here's their schedule. This is all preseason. Okay, so the schedule is they're playing the Browns, the revamped Browns, right? You guys know all the hype with the Browns. Is a tough game. Then they're playing the Colts, the Jaguars, the Falcons, right? That's the first 4 weeks, right? That's a tough schedule. Then they get the Bills and the Broncos, a little bit easier, right? But the Broncos defense always tends to show up. After that, they play the Chargers, the Buccaneers, the Panthers, the Chiefs, the Jaguars, the Colts. Like in the first 10 games, you want to start them in maybe 2. And that's if the Jaguars defense doesn't show up. Because if the Jaguars defense shows up, they're going to get shut down.
Are they at home or are they... I'm back, by the way. And break the seal means I have to take a shot. So if you have a bottle right now, I'm going to take a shot.
Gosh. So the first time they play Jaguars, right, is at the Jaguars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you always give defenses at home a little bit of an edge because...
They want to perform.
Yeah. So I broke the seal. If you have your bottle, I'll take a shot now. Then we can give them an accurate BAC level at the end of this podcast.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
all good. So basically, what you're saying is you're down on Derrick Henry. I'm a little up when I'm hearing that they're gonna ride him. And we'll find out. And you know what? This could be our first shot bet.
That could be. I could give
Your first shot bet.
I could give you what do you think of Marlon Mack?
I take Derrick Henry over Marlon Mack.
Really?
Yes. And if you want to go that, we may have... That's a shot bet, too.
Really? You would take Derrick Henry over Marlon Mack on the Colts?
Correct.
And Marlon Mack's the guy?
Yes.
Why?
You want to do a shot bet?
I mean, I'll do it. I want to hear why, but we'll do it.
Shot bet. You accept it?
Yeah.
All right, shot bet. Yeah. First shot bet of our podcast is that Marlon Mack versus Derrick Henry will have more fantasy points.
Oh, Marlon Mack? Well, yeah.
All right, so Donovan says Mack will have more than Henry.
Man, almost even. I mean, I think I could see Marlon Mack getting injured and still having more points.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right.
Because Henry can get games scripted out. Like, what happens when they play the Chiefs and then it's been the first 2 minutes and they're behind by like 26 points.
I told you this off the record. We're gonna run it. I told you that. We control the clock. If we control the clock, we win the game. All right. Okay. So I like it. This is a good first shot bet. Meaning, at the end of the year, and hopefully this gets so popular that we see you on the road, we will take these shots on the road before we start the show.
With whatever shot.
Yeah, whatever. I wouldn't say whatever, actually.
Whatever. You just did.
Yeah. Well, if whatever person's buying me, I will.
There you go.
What did your dad say?
Yeah.
Hey, free, you gotta take it.
You gotta take it.
You gotta take it. When it's free, you gotta take it. But all right, so that's the news there. The last news we have here is from the Bay Area, where we're from. Mr. Athletic Writer, I don't know his name, forget his name, but he said that Jalen Richard is going to lose touches to the serial killer
Josh Jacobs.
When you got 2 first names, you're a serial killer.
I like it.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Because Josh Jacobs is going in Yahoo the 4th round.
Yeah, he will lose touches to Josh Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders spent first round capital.
24th pick.
They spent the first round pick they got for Khalil Mack on Josh Jacobs. So they want to be right about that. They're gonna give him the work. And Jalen Richard, he's a good pass catcher.
Super good.
Yeah,
actually super good.
Yeah, he's a really good pass catcher. He's
small.
He's small. He's like he's an Eckler to the Raiders. That's what he is.
I like it. Good comp.
He's very talented, but I mean, he's never going to be the workhorse, and they drafted Josh Jacobs to be that.
Yeah. A lot of people said that Josh Jacobs was going to be the Charlie Gardner of this new modern offense for
the Raiders. Chucky,
Chucky. Yeah,
it's freaking child's play for that guy.
Child's play, yeah. Good movie, by the way.
Huh? Yeah.
If you want to watch it. But that's the news we got from Minority Report. I like that we have that bet. You got Marlon Mack. I got Derrick Henry. And we'll see what that looks like by the end of the year.
Yeah.
But we did clarify, right? Who has the most fantasy points by the end of the year, right?
Yeah, by the end of the year, who has the most fantasy points?
We don't care if they get injured, whatever. Right. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So I believe this is it. This is a congratulations.
Any last calls?
Last call. Play the music. And by the way, we were laughing because we were the pre-programmed.
It's a great song, though.
He pretended.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
There are people screaming. And
just like last call. People trying to go home with each other, not trying to go home with each other.
Yeah.
And basically, thank you for listening. This is Fantasy Wisdom ID. We wouldn't have a DUI without you.
Indeed.
Right?
Yeah.
You're the D, I'm the I, you're the U,
Uh-huh.
DUI. Thank you for listening. Please keep listening to us. We want to make this happen more often. We want to make sure you win. And we want to win with you.
Yep. Also, don't get a DUI.
Or do.
Yeah, or do.
Or do.
Doesn't affect us.
Cool story.
Actually, yeah, if you do, just say it was because of us. We'll get more publicity.
Sure. Yeah.
Aurora Brewery, sponsored.
Everybody wins. But thank you very much. And this podcast. Boom.
All right, guys, take care.